Good evening, guys. Good evening, and welcome, Brian, to your first show with us. Really great to have you.
What's going on, y'all?
By the way, where are you coming from? You've got an accent.
Actually, y'all have accents. I'm not sure what y'all are talking about.
Brian.
No, I live right outside Washington.
We sound
DC.
more like the Arsenal.
Fair enough.
No pressure,
no,
Brian. No pressure.
Yeah, I know.
That
Right?
is cool.
No, I live right outside Washington, DC.
Nice, good. Are you having great cold weather?
It's absolutely fantastic right now. If I had to do y'all's math, I'd say it's probably like 3 or 4 out right now.
Okay, we're okay then. We can't complain, can we, Bez?
Look.
So let's get into this. Oh my
God!
God, how good was yesterday?
Hey, ask Brian first, okay? I've got a lot to say. I already did 2 podcasts. I did a watch along. Sorry, I did a watch along in the game with the best stream. I did a watch along match of the day.
Yeah.
You can ask Ryan, the guy, Ryan, Mr. Arsenal podcast guy.
Yeah.
I had a blast. Let me say that. I had a blast last night.
Well, I had a blast celebrating at the Emirates.
You were there, my love. You were there.
Yes. And hey. I got great vision. Right? Of what's his name? The manager.
Sorry, Seema. Where did you sit?
I said I got great vision of the manager. You know, he did Arsene Wenger special. He threw the bottle down on the ground.
And the zipper. I saw the zipper as well at the end. The zipper.
Yeah. Right, Brian, come on. Let's have it.
Where's Daniel?
I sent him a message too. But anyway, yeah. What's your take on it? Where do you think we started off, and how do you think we started off? And let's take it from there. We'll take one step at a time.
So I personally love Martinelli. I feel like he doesn't have a lot of confidence right now. Like it was a clear offside, and Zinchenko, he actually did a good thing. I will be the first one to tell you that I think Zinchenko is a really nice guy, but he's not that guy. Once we had that, I feel like Man U actually kind of played a different way than we thought they were going to. I think we kind of thought they were going to park the bus, and they didn't. They actually tried to play, and I respected that. But once we got into the second half, our quality took over. I heard it said somewhere else that maybe the team talk at halftime, they heard how Liverpool was dropping points, and they decided to step on the gas a little bit. And then, the corners count just as much as any other goal does. And so, we'll knock them in.
Yeah, exactly. And how do you think they fared? Like, because I mean, who stood out for you first? Let's do first half. Who stood out for you more on our team?
I mean, the easy answer is Saka. He's a cheat code. He's absolutely a cheat code. I think Declan Rice had a really, really good game as well. Not just with his progressive passing, but his ability to get back and to break up plays and not foul people like Rodri does. I'm saying I watch way too much football.
Okay, we all do.
We needed more, Steve. We needed more. Sorry, Brian.
We do. We will get there. So yeah, carry on, Brian.
And then in the second half, I think Odegaard really, really stepped up. The play that really sticks out in my mind is that through ball that he had to Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz kind of messed it up a little bit, and kind of forced a decent save from Onana, but just his vision, and then Kai Havertz, like he had a really good game too, from what I saw. I think everybody did. I don't think anybody really stepped on their cranks or anything. I was really happy with it.
Yeah. What about you, Bez?
What a song.
I mean, during your watch along, how were you acting? I want to know.
Okay, first and foremost, I'll use it as stream, okay? A stream. First half, stream, crashing, adverts.
Okay.
Got those adverts, I won't say what, but the obvious adverts. I was like, oh, bloody hell, get off my screen already, I'll tell Ryan, please, give me a second. He said, what? I'm a minute behind us, I have no sound. And I found something. It was English, French, Arabic. I was like, this is first half. Only first half. Bear in mind, this is only first half. You
understood it?
Pardon?
You actually understood it. Oh, by the way, hi, Emerson. It's so good to have you back on.
Is that Emerson?
Sending out love. Come on, you Gunners. Emerson's on the mend. Yes.
Good to hear that. So nicely positive news from a family that we love.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
nice to see
Sorry.
that. Hello, MSN.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not Des.
Well, yeah, for some it is, but yeah, it's okay. We can forgive him, okay, guys. Come on.
Of course we can. Everything's forgiven. Anyway, back to the reality
Yes.
check now. So anyway, so yeah, first half was very eventful, as you know, because obviously I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
You know, nothing happened really first half besides Brian's. Excuse me, I'm getting those names confused now. Sorry,
Yeah.
Team B, by the way. Yeah, Team B tonight. I should call it Team B. Anyway, I'll crack on now, Seema. I promise you.
Yes.
I feel I'm not co-hosting next to you now, so I'll take some of your pressure from you. I'll be like this. Thank you very much.
No worries.
All right. Where do you want me to start? First half, second half, the entire game?
No, we do first half. Let's start with the excitement in that first 5 minutes of getting that goal and then it being disallowed.
Was there enough? Did I miss an offside? I think I missed an
offside. It was offside. Yeah.
Who was supposed to score? I probably missed him. Sorry.
Oh my God! It was so exciting.
It was Gabby. It was Martinelli. It was Martinelli.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, but it was clear offside.
Well, they didn't show that match of the day, so I don't think I saw match of the day.
Oh, they didn't show. Okay. Well, it was clear. You could see it. The linesman had his flag up straight away.
Well, I love Martinelli too. Let me say that I'm a big Martinelli fan. I think me and Brian love the same players at Arsenal. Despite what they're going through, of course, no one's right now in a good shape to be. Well, the ones who are kind of like not on their peak, but let's put it this way, they need a bit of lift. You know, a little bit of a lift.
Yeah.
A little pick me up, as they say in American English. So let me say that because I know some American English from my time. So
yeah,
I learned that first.
Okay.
Without going off topic, because I want to keep this, on the point, rather than, as we said, not to drift off now. It's not fair to anyone.
Yeah.
First time I was impressed how the fact is we told them, like, you know what? Come to us. Come on. Come. That's why I'm in this shirt from that game in 2015, for that reason. I have to. I thought I'll wear it tonight. What I like is basically attacking wise, we didn't look like, the intensity was not that like same as Saturday, first half, this is.
Yeah.
But all things considered, we look very much like ready for a fight in a good way, of course.
Yeah.
We look like, come on, give it, come on. Like, when Neo and Morpheus are fighting each other, Neo does like to Morpheus, come on, man. Sorry, Morpheus to Neo, come on, show me what you got, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, so before the game, I heard a certain manager has been there almost a week and he's already saying some very nasty stuff about us already. So he's doing his chatter too much for my liking,
Yeah.
And I'll say this to him, please, just simmer down, son. You've only been here a week,
Yeah.
Now, what are you talking about? I mean, I'll talk about it in a minute, but I'll give you a little hint. But I want to say to him, please, simmer down. You've been here 1 week. Arteta's been here for 5 years. So I don't know, was he smoking now?
Yeah. I mean,
I say, does he even have an apartment yet?
He's probably in a mansion.
Yeah, true.
Somewhere in the Cheshires, and they've got those £15 million houses.
Steve, I know where. He's in the Leaky Cauldron down in Leadenhall Market. Where I live.
Oh man,
Harry Potter. I'm a Harry Potter fan, by the way. But I had to say that.
I tell you what, I was afraid of Partey yesterday, slipping up.
What do you want me to say something to that?
What was your take on that? Because I felt like he wasn't giving it all.
He looked hungry. I'm not going to criticize him. I'm not. You know me. I love Partey. I'm a big Partey fan because him and Xhaka, and Xhaka is my countryman, despite him playing for Switzerland, as most people know. Sorry, my compatriot, I should say, really, all difference considered, all politics, out of the way.
Yeah.
He looked like he wanted to rush things, like a bit like Martinelli started season, like just to impress someone. But I think you're not pressing anyone. You already started the season really well. Like just be you, just be yourself.
Yeah. What's your take on it, Brian?
Yeah, far away.
Yeah, I mean, not to piggyback or anything like that, but I feel like Partey, he gets a lot of stick. He gets a lot of stick because he will have absolute bangers of games, and then he will have games where, he looks like he should be playing for the U12s. And I think he does try really hard. Like, I'm saying.
Yeah, that's good. Good.
Oh, we love that, Brian. Keep it up, mate.
Like that header that he had in the first half, like that was a straight up sitter. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say I could have made that, but I'm not necessarily going to say that I couldn't have either.
Yeah.
I do think that he does have a tendency to overplay. He'll try and play passes that he shouldn't. When they come off, it's world class, you know, and that's the part that we know and love. When they don't come off, it's like, dude, what are you doing? You know, like use your head, you know?
I mean, one of the things also that I noticed was it's good to see Saliba stepping up to do the headers. It was good to see, you know, even the shorter ones, the slightly short ones, not the full shot, they were going for the headers. So those set pieces are being rehearsed. You can tell, you can see in the training ground that they're doing it and they're changing. And I've seen so many of the videos today. United were caught off guard. They were seen practicing in the warm-up. You could actually see them taking corners, practicing, but nothing like how. I mean, look at the ball that, you know, Rice brings in, and it literally curves in, and he's placing it on the spot. He knows where Gabriel's going to be, and that's exactly where he knows where Saliba's going to be. And now that Timber's joining the party.
Can I say something about that team, my dear? I'm sorry. I'm gonna be Mark. I'm gonna be a Scottish guy for the night.
Yeah.
Or can be, I be his substitute on standby. I'll say this.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who said it. Maybe not Mark. I'm sorry. I don't want to use everyone to point the finger. I'm not to point fingers. We're here like family, for God's sake. But anyway, I feel like, yes, Gabriel's head against West Ham was easier, shall we say, on Sunday. Yeah. But the way Timber made it yesterday, he had to move his head like literally glided in like a I don't know, like a force, like Star Wars, basically, like almost a Star Wars movement. Sorry, I'm referencing everything tonight, but I literally felt like Timber, good on you, son. Good on fucking, excuse my language, good on you. I literally was like grinning like Chelsea, I think, oh my God, because Ryan was like a minute and a half in front of me, and I managed to get the game running just literally past the second half. I managed to watch some of it on and off, bear in mind, through X, you know, on Twitter, people now stream games, God knows how, but I managed to watch some of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, Timber, my boy, and I was talking to Ryan about, you know, there's Berkham, about the Dutch people, and I'm like, oh, crikey now. But then I was telling him, we need one more goal, you know, we need something, because you can see, once the party got removed, I'm going to say, what they got? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Say that again?
When party got removed, like, to go to the back, and he removed Zinchenko.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me, right?
Yeah, now I can hear you, go.
Pardon me, because I've been walking for the last 3 hours before the podcast. My voice probably is gone a little bit like. So basically, there was no Scottish Brazilian anywhere to be seen, sadly. But I'll take the je ne sais quoi, sort of the vavavoom, you know, that Rolls Royce. That Rolls Royce, he had to use his waist to score it, basically. I don't know what he had to use, what else he had to use. Partey made it. But sorry, one more thing. And I love the fact Arteta switched, because he saw Zinchenko didn't have his best 45.
Yes.
I know he's got the book signed tomorrow. I'm not going, sadly, even though I'm my last day of holiday.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see Zinchenko, thanks very much. I might go, but I don't know. I'll think about it. But the way he shifted now, Partey to the back, which I was a bit like confused, and then he pulled Jorginho in Partey's position. And I was like, very clever, very clever.
Yeah.
He let Amaran do, you know, first there's a show of the cards, and then he said, you know, to him, you know what? This is what I got for you. I told you guys, and I told you, Seam, both. The group, obviously. Let Arteta be to surprise people. We want people to be surprised. Oh, here you go. Shut up, you. Shut up, you. You bloody bastard, you. You wee bastard. Where's Colin Gabriel? What have you done to him? Did you punch him with your left hook again?
Okay, so listen, right? I was not fully pleased with Zinchenko, just like I wasn't pleased with Partey. And I'm really glad that he did bring him off. I wish he would have just taken him off at half time and just let Jurrien start that half, but he didn't. What's your take on it, Brian? Are we coming to the end of this Zinni saga?
So I have two points on that. And, you know, in our WhatsApp, you know, I have a super hot take that Tierney is better than Zinchenko. Like I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, he's injured all the time. I get it. I get it. But when it comes to being a lockdown defender, a one-legged Tierney is better than a four-legged Zinchenko. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, the way the tactics work, the way Arteta plays, I totally understand it. You know, Zinni has the ability to move into the midfield.
Yeah.
And I totally get it. Like, I personally don't like it, But you know what? The results speak for themselves, and Arteta is a hell of a lot smarter than me when it comes to football. But yeah, short answer, yeah, I do kind of think, you know, it's at the end because you do have Calafiori. When, you know, Calafiori can play that inverted fullback. Even Tomiyasu, to a certain extent, can play that inverted fullback. You know, Timber, 100%. Timber's almost a cheat code too. You know, the thing about Tierney, like, as much as I love him, he can't do that.
Yeah.
Like he is not that guy. And I think the only way that you could have him as cover for the left side is to essentially put Partey at the right back when Ben White's not there and invert on the other side. I think Arteta did that a couple times, and it worked out really well. But short answer, yeah, I think Zinni's done. I think he is.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Tierney on. You know, giving us, showing us basically what, you know, he's fit, he's back on it, he's fighting, he's rearing, he's, edging to be in the team again.
In training? Sorry, Simon. Did you see his goal in training? What a finish that was in training.
Yeah, but then, you know, why are we not seeing it when it's on the field, right? So
can I just say, look, Kivior looked amazing again yesterday. He looked really good.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
He looked not solid. He looked like up for a fight. That he like telling Zinchenko, this is how you play football for this club. Simple.
Remember the conversation we had in the previous podcast? We were talking that Timber's just edging, like he's not reading Odegaard and Saka as
he's coming.
Yeah, he's coming. That was the next step up.
Sorry, Steve, I cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off. We said on Sunday. We told it worked last night.
Yeah.
He worked yesterday.
He's stepping up and slowly getting there, and you know, then we will be worried.
Did you see his, I don't know if you have Instagram or Twitter, I think he put out a little like he put a little like Bible thing, like, you know, slaying these devils. I was like, whoa, hello. I mean, I'm a Christian myself, but okay, Timber, okay. I see
slaying those red devils. I see where you went with that. I see where you went.
That's why we're in the shirt as well. When we slayed the Red Devil 2015, when they sold Danny Welbeck to us, so I was like, you know, words.
Let's talk about United.
Hey, first of all, Manure. You know Manure from Back to the Future, when you have, like, you know, Biff Tannen. Is it Biff Tannen?
I hate manure.
The fact that they never got a single corner.
I don't give a shit. Sorry if I'm swearing.
And I think they got, I haven't pulled up the stats, but I think they got 3 or 4 free kicks.
Well, first and foremost,
they didn't have a lot.
No, they didn't. They actually, I mean, I was more afraid of, you know, Fernandez coming on, and then I saw I always forget their name.
Oyo? Is it Oyo?
No, I was actually worried about Ahmad.
Ahmad,
the United wonder kid that's come up from the academy, but the thing is, he was not getting the ball passed to him precisely. It was being overshot, so he couldn't.
Can I just say though, that shot, but is it Diallo, the Italian defender, not Dallo? You know the similar.
Yeah. That
shot freaked me out. I was like, what are you doing?
Save Raya did.
Pardon?
The save that Raya did.
Can I just say about that, please? You know me, I'm a big David Raya fan since he landed in this club, and I was there for Brentford also, and they forgot to draw the lines as well. I keep forgetting to tell you this.
Yeah.
I was there, but forgot to draw the lines. I literally my island. I was like, you forgot to draw the lines? You got to wait in 10 minutes and nothing. Fair enough. Anywho.
Hey,
hello,
Daniel.
Danny boy.
Good evening.
Hey.
I let him come in first. We'll see. I'll crack on my thingy, but please, I'll let Daniel take my my.
Well, best go on. Listen to
anyway. So I'm saying David Ryan, the Superman.
About the spots they're gonna be in.
Hey, David Ryan, the Superman, man. The Superman, man.
Go back to United. Come on, guys. Let's go back to United. Let's have this.
That shit. They can't defend to save their lives. Simple.
Brian.
What about?
Good evening, Brian.
Sorry,
Daniel. Brian saying good evening.
Daniel, what's going on, man?
See, me, you, he.
Right. So,
United
what about the antics between Odegaard and who's their centre back?
Delict or Maguire?
No, Maguire.
Oh God.
There was a point where he literally were just punching each other like this.
That's nothing. Like that's football when you get down to it.
Did they come to do that? Because they certainly didn't come to play football. That's for sure.
Pinch punch. The pinch punch thing. That's what it was.
Go on, Brian. What's your take? And then Daniel can speak after that.
I mean, I didn't like. If you'll pardon my language here, I don't think they came in to kick the shit out of us. Like
No.
I did not see that.
Yeah.
I think that Maguire was a stud for a long time. He was great. That's why he got that like 85 bajillion pound move from Leicester to United. That's why he was the captain of United for so long. Like he was good. I think that now, like he's just fallen off a cliff. And so his game has to be, when he gets on the pitch, his game has to be getting somebody's head, because he's going to get dribbled past. He's going to get out jumped, he's going to get out positioned.
Yeah.
And so he has to use the dark arts, not that there's anything good or bad about that.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
No, we're the dark arts masters, aren't we?
Yep. Mr. Snake would be happy about that.
And what about, I think it was in the second half where Maguire deliberately threw another ball on the pitch to waste time.
That's shithousery. That's the dark arts right there. Like when you look at it as a casual fan, like, you're not supporting either team, that stuff's funny. Like that's like 12-year-old stuff like that they do, and it's like, I see that. But when you are invested in the game, you're like, why the hell are you doing that? And so I guess you do have to look at it like, why the hell are you doing that? Like you're in the best league in the world, dude. Either get beat straight up or win straight up.
Yeah, but when you are say 1-0, 2-0 down, what else are you gonna do? You're not getting through their defense, so you're not having a shot on target. Well, they had one, but they don't class that as a shot. So you're not having a shot on target. What else do you do? Stupid antics, right, Daniel?
Yeah. I think first of all, good evening, guys. Good evening, Summer. I've been on the chat with my channel Global Football View. So I told you guys I was on my way from work.
Yeah.
And, like Mark is saying, Daniel will be late for his own funeral. It's so funny by Mark. So on the game, I really do not think Maguire did that on purpose, because if you actually look at the replay back, or actually watch it again, I thought probably he didn't see that the ball boy actually threw the ball to the goalkeeper. So he was actually going for the second ball so he could start the game. I think the referee was just being on point, and like I said in the group chat, this is the best referee I've seen for a very long time, and he ended the game so perfectly well. So Maguire getting a yellow card for that, it's not a big deal. All I'm just happy about is that we, as Arsenal, the fans, the crowd was on point yesterday, and I think they got onto the players, and it made the referee make some decisions which he wouldn't have made if the game was at Old Trafford. And kudos to the fans. And the game, I'm going to talk about the game when you ask the questions. So let's just
talk about it. We're doing the first half first.
Yeah, far away, my friend, far away.
We're doing the first half.
Oh, the first of mine didn't come to play. They just come to stifle Arsenal. They came there with a mindset of, we're not going to leak goals. Arsenal normally comes out flying. So at Emirates, we normally comes out flying. So their mind was, okay, let's make this game as tight as possible, as boring as possible, so the Arsenal fans can get on the players and make them open up. And probably they are thinking they're going to bring on Rashford and Diallo in the second half to counter us, probably when we push more players to them in the second half. But Mikel Arteta was smart enough to understand the game plan, was smart enough to know, okay, this is what you guys want to play. Sometimes they were even triple marking Bukayo Saka in the game.
Sorry.
Don't mind Mark.
I can't laugh at that. I lost 2 people already this year, so I can't laugh at that. I'm sorry.
Don't listen to Mark.
Daniel, I lost 2 people in my first space of 4 months, so I can't laugh over these stuff right now. I'm sorry. That's not funny for me.
Yeah, so sorry about that. So
no good, bro. I'm a champion. I rise above it. Let's do something. I rise above it.
Yeah.
Go on, carry on, Daniel.
Please carry on, please, Daniel. You're doing a great job so far. Don't let him put you off.
So, the game.
Dark Lights from Mark, from little wee lad from Scotland. That wee bastard.
Carry on, Daniel.
Daniel, I'm on your side.
I'm going to give you a yellow card soon, Ben, if you're not careful.
Yeah,
I've got mine ready. Look, they're ready. They're ready.
Yeah. You're so funny today, Bez. So
It's a shirt. That's why it's a shirt. It's a
yeah,
shirt.
there was really
See,
not.
look, you see what he's saying now. You see.
I can see.
Go on,
Oh
carry
God.
on.
Yes.
There was really nothing fancy about the first half. I was just mad about Gabriel Martinelli is my guy, but I think he should have done better with his chance in the
Yeah.
first half. And my guy also, Thomas Partey, what was he doing there? That should have been a goal. I don't know how.
Yeah.
There's more chance of missing that goal than scoring the goal. You can do more in missing that goal. You can exert more energy to miss that goal than scoring the goal. So I don't know how Thomas Partey ended up missing that goal, and thankfully it wasn't what cost us the game, and we ended up getting all our goals from corner kick as the Manchester United fans have been crying all day. We are still corner kick merchant. I love that title. If you remember what Stoke did to Arsenal with the throwing, or you remember what Blackburn did to Arsenal, Gams Pedersen normally fluxing that ball into the top of ammonia. So I don't think most of those people watching football now, we're present there to watch the likes of Bolton Wanderers, Sam Allardyce, how they tend to bully Arsenal. So
Stoke City as well now, of course, United fans as well.
yeah. So the first half was the first half. We got on to the second half, and Mikel Arteta really did well. So when we get to the second half, I'm going to talk about it. So
Flow it through.
Yeah, go ahead, my friend.
Always jump in and out.
The stage is yours.
Things from the second half that I want to bring up as well.
Okay, no, the second half, I think the boys. I don't know what Mikel Arteta said in the dressing room, or probably that was a game plan to understand the tactics of Manchester United. And if you look at the first half, Manchester United didn't come to play. They didn't come. They just came there to stop Arsenal from playing. And the second half, the tempo of the game increased, where we started passing the ball a little bit faster than the first half, because the first half was a little bit sluggish, in my opinion. And we gave too much respect to Manchester United in the first half. In the second half, the boys were just like, "Fuck it, let's go for these guys. They are mid-table team. We're gonna go for it." And they started playing the ball very fast. And Kivio playing some long balls into the channels, and Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice especially came alive in the second half, including Thomas Partey. They came alive in the second half, and we started pinging those balls, playing it 1-2 quick touches, and Zinchenko also coming to the midfield and making those diagonal passes to Bukayo Saka made it a little bit easy for us. And the fact that they substituted Malaysia and brought in Diallo made it a little bit easy for us, because Malaysia was more of a defensive-minded player, whereas Diallo was a little bit attacking-wise, and gave Bukayo Saka the space and the time to run at the defenders, and which caused them to a little bit more jittery, and they became scared.
Yeah.
Scared. That's why Maguire was throwing the two balls into the field, so to enable Delete come back into the field of play. So kudos to the boys, kudos to the team, and kudos to Mikel Arteta for the tweak he did in the second half, because if you look at the second half, Declan Rice play more on the upfront than playing deep. Because in the first half, Declan Rice was more like, okay, let's just sweep it, let's just keep the game cool and see what's going to happen. But the second half, Declan Rice was doing more running into the channels, carrying of the ball. He did that a lot in the second half. And Manchester United, because to an extent, you say, okay, this is a new manager. They're trying to get the philosophy of the new manager. But this is Arsenal. We are the Arsenal. And there's no way Manchester United was coming there to take anything from there, knowing fully well that Newcastle was doing the beat at Goodison Park. So a good game for us. Shout out to some of the players, the likes of David Raya and Kivio, for me, were two standard players, which I'm going to talk about later.
So that was the other thing, right? There was a lot of noise in the stadium once the team sheets were announced, and everybody was like, Kivio, no. They were all worried. They were all like praying, please let this not be true. He stepped up.
Yeah.
He stepped up, and he earned his wings for that.
Yeah,
I would almost say, no, go ahead, sorry.
No,
carry on, Brian.
Like, I would almost say that Kivior's better position is one of the center backs. we brought him in to be flexible so he could play out as the fullback.
Yeah.
But he's a center half. Like he's a center half. And so, especially when you get him alongside, I mean, you could put him alongside Saliba or Gabriel, because they're world class right there.
Yeah.
But if you put him beside one of them as, his natural position as the center back, he's going to have a good game.
Yeah. But there's been times when he's lapsed. There's been times when he's not gone with the flow, or he's not switched on fully, or he's not relating to how, Saliba, Gabriel actually work and how the others have stepped in. And sorry, I'm going to put someone else in. We have a new member joining us.
He, she, someone?
It's a he.
All right.
Where are you?
We see you, the main center point.
Yeah, I don't know why it's changed because I didn't change it.
You know who does this, right? You must know by now.
Yeah, it's probably him. I know he's doing it.
Yeah, of course, that wee bastard. I told you that wee bastard.
He's put him in with me.
Can you see him? I think that's him, no? That's him there, no, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know that. I know those eyes when I see them,
That's AFC.
That's good. Do not
Can you hear me?
Do not add me. Yes, I could hear.
Oh, it looks like Mark.
Is that Mark?
Oh, he's gone off.
It's not Mark, is it?
No, it's not Mark. It's the other guy. He's given him my link.
I said a wee bastard. I think it might go offended. I mean, I'm not offending anyone, but I'm just joking.
Okay, so I mean that was my take on it. What's your take on it?
Moi?
On Kiwior?
Yeah, me. I'm saying,
yeah. Keep it brief. Not too much.
I will. I promise I will. He looked himself because he had a defender who complimented him, right? Can I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're allowed to. You're allowed to have your opinion.
Yeah, of course. We hate to disagree. That's what I see. But also, he looked reassured. He looked like, you know what? I've been here quite a while, so I know what I'm going to do, and I know what I'm going to be doing. And it looked good for me. I'm happy to see. Oh, I mean, seeing man, we know who that profile picture is of,
Yeah, we know.
Anyways, yeah, enough. I'm said enough about Kivia, but
yeah, you said enough now, Bez. Can we just move on to Brian and to Daniel, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go on, Brian.
So yeah, I mean, I'll echo Bez there. I think Kiwior did have the good game because he could rely on Saliba to cover for his mistakes a little bit. I also think that Kiwior, and of course, this is comparing Saliba, as far as age-wise, because Saliba's what, 22, 23, 24, something like that.
Yeah.
And Kiwior is around the same age, but for whatever reason, Kiwior doesn't necessarily have the experience level that Saliba does. I mean, Saliba, was playing in Ligue 1 for a few years on loan, whereas Kiwior came over from Poland, I think. And so, Poland, Bundesliga, something like that.
Yeah.
But, he didn't get the same level of experience. And so I still think Kiwior is learning a little bit. But when you're able to lean on somebody that's, absolutely world-class, it is going to make your life a little bit easier.
Yeah. But also, Saliba's played a hell of a lot more games for us. Kiwior hasn't. So that makes a big difference. It's like, it's okay in the training ground, but when you're on the field and in a match, then it's just very different, and it's quick. And we see Saliba doing all that, how he's so confident. He's got two people trying to battle him for the ball, and he's like, mate, you stay back, And whereas Kiwior, you kind of see he kind of like hesitates and he kind of like gets afraid. Daniel?
Yeah, I think Kiwior looks more comfortable playing as a center back than as a left back. We've seen Kiwior more as a left back than playing as a center back in the Arsenal shirt. And most of us as fans, we tend to judge Kiwior on his performance as a left back. So that's what I have to say. Kiwior yesterday was, I think somebody said on X Twitter that I think that was a Kiwior best game in an Arsenal shirt. I don't think that's the best game in an Arsenal shirt, because last season when Kivio was playing as a left back for Arsenal, we were seeing some glimpses of Kivio playing some lovely passing to the part of Martinelli, scoring some beautiful goals. So Kivio was really, really good until he played against Leo Sani in the Champions League, where Leo Sani ducked him twice, and his low confidence went from 100 to -0. So I can tell. I can't say that yesterday was Kivio's best performance, because Manchester United didn't offer anything to Kivio to really deal with, to really bring out his quality. So it's not the best game in an Arsenal shirt, but yesterday was on point. He did everything, and something I've been clamoring for Gabriel Jesus to do. That was exactly what Kivio did yesterday. Play the game simple. Just play it simple. Just do not try to make things complicated for you. Same way Zinchenko tried to do, where he lost the ball and got the silly yellow card on Diallo. Make the game simple, then other things will flow. That's exactly what Kivio did yesterday. When it's time to play the ball long, he doesn't hesitate. He doesn't try to dreamble his mind. Doesn't try to play some tripsy passes. He hooked the ball to Rosette. We start all over again. That for me.
He did that little bit of magic at the end, though, didn't he? Which prevented United from scoring, which was brilliant.
Yeah, and that's
because chest back pass he did to Raya, which is great.
Yeah, that's because
sorry.
Hey guys.
Daniel, hi. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Can I let Daniel finish, and then we will just jump into you? Yeah.
I was saying the confidence like that comes in when the game you are in a comfortable state. We're already leading. So confidence like that comes in, but not when the game is in a dicey position, like playing a goalless draw and trying to play those passes, knowing fully well that if they score you might end up not equalizing the game. But we're already leading. Yeah. That's why the confidence comes in. Same thing I've been talking about Gabriel Jesus. Just make the game simple. Play the simple passes, and your form will come back to normal. But when you try to make everything happen at the time, you try to dribble, try to score, try to pass, try to do everything, try to do those leg over walks, it doesn't work that way.
You don't like Gabriel Jesus?
No, I love Gabriel Jesus. Just that it's doing things. For me, I think it's complicating itself. He's a very good footballer, but when things are not going, I was taught growing up in our academy, when as a striker you're not scoring and you're finding it difficult, play simple. If you see the goal, there's a 40% chance you might not score the goal, and there's 80% chance of somebody scoring the goal. Lay the pass for the person to score, because the confidence is not there. When the confidence is not there, you try to force it. By forcing it, you end up making more mistake, and the whole crowd.
It's almost the anticipation kicks in, doesn't it?
Yeah. It makes things a little bit difficult, more difficult for you. But when you try to make it simple, it's easy for you.
Brian wants to say something. Go on, Brian.
Well then, let me ask this question about Gabriel Jesus, right? You know, we all know that he can dribble his way, all over the place. He is great at dribbling the ball. And when he gets into the area, he's able to create chances. But do we think that as fans, as a coaching staff, I mean, obviously we're not on that, but do we think that we are looking for him to do things that he's not as good at this point? Like, yeah, you want your number 9 to put the ball in the back of the net. But if Gabriel Jesus, like you were saying, Daniel, if there's an 80% chance that, laying the ball back, somebody's going to get a tap in, then why don't we have Gabriel Jesus do that?
Just add something quickly. Sorry, Simo.
Yeah, go ahead.
Against West Ham, the game was, I think it was West Ham, wasn't it? The game was won. All we had to do to know what Waneri is just passing the ball. Waneri was like, please, like Oliver Twist, please give it me. Give it to me. And he was like, you know what? As Daniel said, he made simple things hard. Simplicity always wins in life. We know that now, But Jesus is just overplays. For what reason? I'm sorry if I sound ranting, but I like him. But sometimes I just loathe him because simply he makes simple things. For what? I'm sorry if I'm shouting, but why can't you just make things simple? Just keep things simple.
Yeah.
Simple as
that. But I think that's the thing. I'm sorry.
No, please.
No, I think. Sorry. First podcast, y'all. Please kick me off.
To do it.
Tima, that's it. No more. I'm still be your side man. I'm still be your side man. CDM.
Go on, Brian.
Well, no, I think
Please, Brian, take it away.
I think therein, lies the issue, where the easy play would be to make the pass.
Yeah.
And like he's trying so hard to be something like I said, he's trying so hard right now to be something that he isn't, whether it's in the system, whether it's who he is as a player. And so if we give him, if we say, hey, relax, we are not expecting this of you.
Yeah.
We know what you're good at. Do what you're good at. Make people miss. Put the ball to the spot and knock it in. Yeah, I think he would be. I think if we viewed him as what he is, we would all be a lot happier with how he plays. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Max. Okay, Max.
So I obviously live in Australia because I'm watching on Australia time. So it was obviously quite a early morning game for me in terms of obviously watching the game from an early perspective. And obviously when the team lineup came out, obviously I was one of many that was like looking at the team lineup and I was saying, wow, we've got Kivio where we're going to score off for set pieces from. That was literally the first thing I thought of when I saw the team lineup, and obviously I had no idea that the shortest player on the pitch in Jurrien Timber was going to score like a header from a set piece, which was remarkable in itself.
Yeah.
And and obviously Saliba scoring a sort of a corner off his backside in terms of like once obviously Thomas Partey punting. Sort of passing it back across to him was remarkable. Like at that point, I was like, after I saw the second goal go in, I was like, wow, our corners are basically inevitable. Like in terms of like, and the thing is, right, like over like the course of like, since Mikel's come in terms of like our free sort of our corners and set pieces and everything else, right. Nicolas Jover needs to get the credit that he deserves because he has been absolutely phenomenal in terms of like free kicks and set pieces in general. And we saw this like last season when we obviously had Ramsdale and goal and all that kind of stuff, and all the way back to obviously when he came into charge. And I'm just like, like if we end up winning the league title, right, which is a very long shot from obviously Liverpool in terms of like obviously they're 7 points ahead at this present moment in time. Like he deserves to get half of Mikel's paycheck and deserves a medal as well because like he has just been absolutely inspirational and you touched upon it as well. Kivio actually played very well for the most part, right? And I could literally count at least one sort of sloppy pass, but apart from that, he was adequate. He was good and also, there's another player also obviously want to touch upon, right? Obviously, Zinchenko, right? Zinchenko came in, right? And obviously, I was looking at the United setup, right? And I was going to be a little bit concerned at, obviously, because I was hoping that Diallo wasn't playing and all that kind of stuff, and because obviously Diallo against Zinchenko would have been a very difficult night for him as well. As Zinchenko is obviously not a sort of a, his defending is questionable at times, and obviously they played Malacia and all that kind of stuff. So he had an easier night than he would have had if, say, Diallo was playing and all that kind of stuff. And in Zinchenko, for me, right, in the last 4 games that he's come on, he's been absolutely great for me. Like he's been probably an inspiration to this team, and he's actually come in and done a job. A bit like he's sort of one of those players that go underneath the radar, and people don't give him the credit that he actually deserves, because Zinchenko, for me, in the last 4 games, he's actually been okay. And same with Jorginho. Jorginho is another one that sort of doesn't get a lot of credit when he goes underneath the radar, because obviously we bought Jorginho for 12 million. And every time he's come in, he's sort of, done his job and come in. Obviously, like we're talking about the West Ham game for a moment. Obviously he came in for Thomas Partey, and obviously Thomas Partey is obviously a key component of our midfield, and he just came in, slotted straight in, and he was fine. He was good.
Yeah.
And I was talking to this so many of my people, obviously on WhatsApp and obviously, and I was talking about sort of the Mikel signings over like the course of the 5 years, and people were touching upon what is the best money for pound signing, and people were obviously mentioning Jorginho, and people were obviously mentioning Gabriel as like the other one, right? Because obviously Gabriel's been absolutely sensational for us from free kicks.
Yeah.
But I obviously want to like obviously touch upon like, for me, like I'd say the best pound for pound signing in terms of like actually getting what we actually asked for, I would literally say it would be Gabriel, because Gabriel for me probably has been like, I mean, obviously Saliba is obviously Saliba, right? But I'm just saying, but like nobody knew, like obviously Gabriel obviously got the stigma of having a bozo gene when he had made those mistakes early on in his career when he was younger, right? But he's grown, he's adapted, and he's changed like the team to the point where he's literally undroppable, right? To the point where, as I said earlier, right, where people are panicking when he's not on the team sheet and going, "Oh no, Kivior's in the team," you know, and like I was saying, I read this crazy stat the other day, right? Gabriel has scored 22 goals since his time at Arsenal.
Yeah.
He's literally Arsenal's highest scoring centre back, overtaking Norwich Koscielny as Arsenal's highest scoring centre back from set pieces, right? And that's in all competitions, mind you. That's 22 goals in all competitions from Gabriel from set pieces, right? He scored 17 in the league in the league from set pieces, and he's couple of goals away from, you know, Laura Koscielny's like all time like, you know, goal scoring tally. And that's just remarkable at the age of 26?
Yeah.
26. Gabriel's 26, and he's already, you know, that well and sort of like well scored and all that kind of stuff. And for me, like when I was watching the games about going back to the United game with my thoughts, right? Obviously United set up to play sort of a low block, right? Now we saw like obviously playing 3 at the back and 4 in midfield, right? And it basically to park the bus and sort of and hit us on the counter, right? Now I have no problem with United playing that way of football, because obviously it's a new manager. They've, you know, need to get new players in to obviously fit the system.
Yeah.
And obviously we saw Arteta in his early reign under us, you know, when he won the FA Cup, he was playing that very same sort of formation. And you know, I don't have a problem with it at all, but when United sort of like the way that they play, right, they had at the time of when Emirates came in, right, they had a much better team to us when we were under Unai Emery, when Arteta came in. So it's not comparable to both the United squad and the Arsenal squad when Arteta came in, because obviously we had the likes of Rob Holding, and with all due respect, and we had the likes of you know, Socrates and all the rest of it, right? So I'm loving the fact there's a United meltdown on Twitter. I'm loving the fact that they are literally in the mud at this present moment in time, and we needed to win this game. There was no ifs or buts about it, right? So because obviously if we had lost or withdrawn, the league title would have been over. And obviously City won, Chelsea won, and obviously Liverpool ended up dropping points. So we needed to win this game by hook or by crook, by like getting a result. And you know, and honestly for me, watching the game obviously was my general thoughts was a bit slow. I think the first half the team sort of tried to like suss out like how they were going to play, and that's why it was a bit slow in the first half. That's what it looked like for me. And once we go into the second half, I feel like Arteta sort of said, "Okay, guys, this is how we need to go forward. You need to be here. You need to be here." And we stepped up after second gear. We didn't go into first gear. We went up to second gear. We didn't because we didn't need to, because United are a shit team. And with all due respect, then we go into the second team and we got scored set pieces. And now, you know, everybody's hitting us with a stinger with set pieces, you know. And like for me, like set pieces are a part of football. I wasn't criticizing Bruno Fernandes, or I wasn't criticizing Cole Palmer for their penalties or all that kind of stuff back when they were scoring penalties, you know. But yeah, no, it was a great game to watch. It was a little bit. It was obviously for a neutral. It looked like it was a bit dead. I'm not going to be honest. From a neutral perspective, it was a bit dead. Obviously, my partner's obviously a Man City fan, so she was watching on with crossed fingers, unfortunately. And obviously she had to go at me the other day, like obviously last night when obviously she was calling us set piece FC and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, yeah, whatever, right? But you know, from the actual two teams that were actually playing, it was a good game to watch, and I, you know, we take 3 points, we move on to Fulham, which obviously going to be a different test, and we just need to keep winning our games, man, and keep growing as we go.
Yeah,
Actually,
I mean, sorry, who was going to talk?
yeah, I was actually saying the Fulham game was much easier than this game. I told you guys.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you think of the new chant?
Which of the champ?
Set piece again.
Yeah.
Ole, ole, ole.
I thought it was a set piece vibe. No, I heard about the set piece vibe as well going on now.
Yeah, they were chanting that.
I heard this.
Yeah, the whole stadium was erupting with it. And
yeah,
everybody else, on any other platform is just knocking us down. Oh, we can only score through set pieces. We score the goals, don't we?
Seema, I'm sorry if I cut you off, but basically I'm going in 24. Does this say 100 goals in 2024? That's why the number 4 is in for Man United wins in a row.
Yeah.
4 games in a row we've won against them. First time ever, I think, is done. So I'm like,
well, that's it. That's the way it should be. So, okay, moving on to dark arts.
Hey?
Dark arts.
Oh, well, do you want me to say something about that if you want?
No, let's see. I want to take Brian's take on this because Brian's going to be going soon as well.
Yeah, we're going the same time anyway.
The dark arts within the
basically.
Game. Did we have any dark arts within the game? And I personally think it was more Man United trying to do the dark arts, even though they weren't able to actually do anything, but still.
So I don't think we did that much. Like, you know, Ben White is a world-class shithouser. Like nobody is better than Ben White at it because like he thinks it's funny when he does it. And it's like, yes, it's funny.
Yeah.
I don't think we felt the need to do so. I mean, yeah, you could say there was some pushing, there was some grabbing, you know, down at the goal mouth, as there is during every set piece like that.
Yeah.
But in terms of, you know, kicking the ball away, in terms of, you know, jumping in front of free kicks, anything like that, like I didn't see a lot of that. No. I didn't see a lot of that.
I reckon they're more observant of the referee. I think there was one time that one of the United players did do it, but it was just he just waved it. How good was the referee yesterday? Daniel loves referees. How good was the ref yesterday?
I said it. This is one of the best refs I've seen in a long time of sitting a game at the Emirates. If you watch a game yesterday, the referee didn't make the game all about himself. There was no sentiment syndrome yesterday. Every call he had to make, he made them so effortlessly. The ones that are so difficult, he let it go. And that's what I like when I see referee not trying to be the actor of the day.
Yeah.
This is not a movie where you have to be the center character.
Yeah.
I think Ugarte, the ref blows a foul for Manchester United, and Ugarte was asking him for a yellow card. What did he do? He gave Ugarte the yellow card for asking him to give a yellow card. Things like that makes me wonder if the likes of Michael Oliver do actually watch football or do actually understand what it is to officiate a football game. Everything the ref had to do yesterday, they did so effortlessly. The card he needed to give yesterday, all the card were all worth it. So the referee yesterday for me, and like I said in the group chat, is the best I've seen in a very long time of just a game at the Emirates. And funny enough, I do not know his name.
Can I say something quickly,
I gave you the name. Do you remember? I did give you the name.
I know. Hey, I know the VR official was because the best the man can get. You know the Gillette, Mr. Gillette. I call him the best the man can get.
Gillette.
Yeah, you see,
that's the VR guy, the Liverpool guy. Do you know they wanted to chalk off Gabriel Martinelli? William Saliba goal. The VAR was looking at it. I was like, what are you guys looking for?
For what?
I don't know.
The Saliba goal.
Yeah, the Saliba goal. The VAR was looking at the goal for what? What exactly?
Look who's on.
There is.
You little menace, you.
This is a guy that was taking a
We
break.
can't hear him. We can't hear him anyway. You can't hear him.
We can't hear you, Mark.
That's the idea, Daniel.
The second that I heard Daniel speaking about referees, I had to come on.
Okay.
Perfect timing, my brother.
Done.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Daniel, seriously.
I thought you were on holiday, man.
No, working. Busy working.
I'm just experiencing.
This guy was on the chat saying the last podcast was actually his last for the year 2020. What are you doing here? Get this man up the street.
Seaman just messaged me. Right, I can show you to say, Mark, you sexy beast. When will you come on the podcast?
That's not true.
I've just jumped on. Seaman, I've just jumped on.
Excuse me, we're here to talk about Arsenal, okay? Not me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So let's get on with it. Let him finish. Mark, let Daniel finish.
I was actually pressing the referee. Like, I do not even know his name. I can't remember his name. Why? Because the game was not all about him. Yesterday, the game was all about the 22 players and the reserve players who played at the game yesterday where the Arsenal actually won by 2-0. And there was nothing really controversial. But yesterday, there was nothing for the VAR team to do. And I really love how the players played yesterday game. No trying to kick the ball after the referee blew his whistle. I think Thomas Partey almost did that once in the game. And he quickly realized that, no, I don't have to get a stupid yellow card because the referee has actually given a yellow card to Malaysia for doing same thing in the game, delaying the restart where he pushed Kai Havertz to the ground. So the referee, the call he made yesterday all was on point. I know Mark will be happy that thank God the referee didn't do anything stupid for Danny to come and rant all about. So I'm calm.
I think, did he give Anana a yellow, or was it also Maguire?
Yes, for Maguire for time wasted.
Yeah, for time threw the second ball onto the field.
Yeah.
5 minutes, I'm going, guys. Sorry, just to let you know.
Do you want to have a say then? Is that what you're trying to say? Because no.
I'm Mark, I'm her wingman, and she's treating me like a piece of dirt.
I am. No chance. Look, I've got Brian and Max there, okay? And they're the newbies, so they're allowed to talk.
Hey, I even volunteered myself to be your sign man for the next month to cover Mark, and you can't get this treatment now, the head treatment.
And he's back on.
I don't know if I'm back on. I don't know what Mark does with his personal life. What do I know?
Okay, let's go on. How about the fact that he didn't even bring on Ethan Nwaneri?
I was very shocked with that, to be honest myself.
I didn't ask you, Bez. I'm gonna ask. Sorry.
No, that's so rude.
Oh my
Go on, Brian.
My God, that's it.
Brian's
That's
gonna
it,
be
Mark.
going
Where's the
soon. You
contract,
can
Mark?
stay.
Sorry, Seema. Where's the contract? No, sorry.
Yeah, I was
Where's the
gonna say,
contract,
that was kind of a headshot right there. Oof,
Yeah.
talking to you.
So
So
hey, look at my finger. Yeah.
Okay.
you're right. No,
My God.
I don't know if Nwaneri was necessary yesterday. Okay. If you'll pardon the bad rhyming there. Yeah, it's great for him to get minutes, and when he comes on, he scores because that's what he does. He does it for fun. Yeah. I don't think we weren't chasing the game like at all. No. And I don't think that it was necessary for him to try and close out the game. Definitely want to get him minutes. I think eventually he's going to be, he's going to push Odegaard. He's going to push Odegaard hard. I mean, give it 3-4 years, but yeah, he's going to be that guy. But I think it was fine we didn't bring him back on.
And what's your take on it, Max?
For me, I agree with Brian. I think it was a game that, with all due respect to obviously Ethan, he's obviously a quality player, but obviously I don't think it was the right game for him, to be honest. I don't think it actually required. I think it required a bit more of a sort of a defensive nuance after, especially when you were at 2-0 up at that point. You 2-0 up, especially at 72 minutes or something like that. When we scored the second goal, I think it was more of about seeing the game out and sort of making sure that we don't concede from from that sort of from any like silly mistakes. Obviously, as you saw in the West Ham game, and obviously when we gave away the 2 goals when we were 4-0 up at the time, it's basically about game management. And then quickly to touch upon obviously that what Daniel's point about the referees, right? Now, I don't obviously like to comment about referees because if we don't win the game, that's down to our own business. That's how I see it. It's down to our business. If we don't win the game, that's down to ourselves, not down to the referees. And we have the squad good enough to win games. Now, with obviously the referee, obviously yesterday, obviously with the United game, right? What I'll say touch upon is obviously we didn't know he was on the field because it was, as like Daniel said, he didn't make it about himself. We didn't, he wasn't giving out cynical fouls or going card heavy like some of the referees in the Premier League, and he had an okay game. I wish he gave a yellow card to Onana for time wasting as well. But like apart from that was we didn't even recognize him and we didn't even notice him, and that's how referees should be. We shouldn't have to like after every game talk about referees and all that kind of stuff, and that's kind of how I see it. So yeah. Oh, by the way, Brian, just for clarification, when I did come on, I thought you did look like Fabrizio Romano when you were like had your hand over your mouth. So my apologies.
No, I mean that's a high compliment to me. I'll take it. I
will say that the Emirates is very good at letting the referee know whether he's being bad. So they will boo them off, and they make it very clear that they're not happy with them. So the fact that I think he kind of got a clap yesterday when they were coming off, and he did well. He did well because they
did anyone notice during the game, because I had the privilege of having the match stadium sound on my TV, right? And did anyone notice that when obviously Liverpool scored the 3rd goal again in the Newcastle game, everybody in the stadium sort of everyone got real disappointed because obviously they were focused on the Liverpool game, right? And then as soon as Newcastle equalized, we end up scoring the 1st goal, which was like quite remarkable because once obviously Newcastle equalized obviously for the 3-3, I felt like the stadium picked up in its sound and picked up in its like motivation for us to win the game, and then we end up scoring the 1st goal. Which was,
I personally don't think it was. It might have sounded like it on the telly, but it was actually to drown the Man United fans. They were very vocal, and they were singing some chants which kind of like sound the same as our chants. So it was really to sort of shut them down, I would say, because there wasn't a lot. I mean, a lot of people around me. The guy sitting next to me yesterday, they actually were keeping their phones on, so they were telling me the score. So otherwise the others, they didn't really, but they do now announce it in the stadium after the game. So like at halftime they'll say it, and then they'll say it at the end of the game,
right?
Otherwise I don't think a lot of people, unless obviously somewhere else, but not around where I was sitting for sure. I
was just going to quickly say I'm so glad that obviously I was talking, just quickly mentioning the West Ham game. I'm so glad that the chant for stadiums are emptying everywhere we go, and all that kind of stuff. And obviously the who put the ball in the West Ham net came back because I missed that chant from last season.
Yeah.
Max, just 2 seconds. Brian has to drop off, so Brian, we appreciate having you on, bro.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate y'all having me on. I gotta go get my kids. Twin 2-year-old boys named Kieran and Declan, for the reasons y'all think. But no, like again, thanks for having me on, and I hope I didn't sound like too much of an idiot. And
you sounded really good. Thank you so much.
You sounded better than Daniel, so that's a good start.
Sorry?
I said he
sounded
a bit better on you,
so
that's
Brian.
A good start. Take care, Brian.
Is Bez gone as well, or are you still in the background listening?
Bez is in the background, I guess.
Well, you know what? We've been on for an hour and 4 minutes.
What did you say about me, Seema? What did you say about me?
I didn't say nothing.
Yes, you did. I heard my name.
Watch the recording, okay?
No, I heard everything. Daniel did the right thing. You said something bad about me, and I heard.
No,
Did
she
I do
didn't.
that?
She did.
I wouldn't do that.
Butter would not melt in her mouth.
Hey, Seema, where you at? Where you at, Seema? You see this?
Where are you getting it from? Where are you getting
Daniel, I'll give you 5 minutes to talk about what you want to talk about.
Hey, I was talking, Seema. I was talking. You burned me out again. Sorry, Max.
Bess, every time you started speaking.
Just had balloons, just had fireworks. I'm going. Anyway, you have to go now.
Are you? All right.
The next one. On to the next one.
Have fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your support, Seema. Thank you for your support. You did amazing.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Mark, I love you. Max, peace and love, my brother.
Oh, will you go?
As always.
Sorry.
I'm saying my goodbyes, man. I'm saying my goodbyes.
Bye.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
Daniel, carry on talking. Max. Let him drown. Carry on talking.
That's all the best. Firstly, I want to ask where's my 100? You said you were going to send me 100 if I'm still waiting for the Bitcoin.
Bitcoin? Yeah. What was it? See, mate, like, see, without me going back, I'm being very busy, as you know, right? So, without going back to the previous podcast, what was his score prediction?
2-1.
What?
2-1. So, we're 1-2 now, and you're claiming.
No, I'm not claiming.
I think I predicted 3-1.
You said if the score, I said if the score was as high as you predict, I'm going to send you 10 USDT. And you said if the score is as low as mine, you're going to send me 100. Go watch the clip. But nevertheless, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Arsenal.
That's right.
So what do you want me to talk about, Sima?
I'll give you 5 minutes. Give me a recap of the game.
The recap of the game. Do you want me to pick out the negative in yesterday's game?
Yeah.
If I have to pick out the negative in yesterday's game, sorry, I'm going to pick out Gabriel Martinelli, because for me, this guy is one of those players I really look up to whenever I want to watch Arsenal football game. And at the moment, currently, it's so sad seeing how his form has turned out to be. And I'm just hoping that the 2022-2023 season, Martinelli can come back to life, and hopefully second part of the season he can fire Arsenal, because if you really look at that season, it was actually the second half of the season Martinelli really fired up. So I'll be hoping and praying, because I know this club too well, and I know we're not going to sign any player in January. So
I don't think so either.
Yeah, so we'll be hoping for our players. And somebody need to tell me why we're playing Sterling £100,000 a week to sit on the bench. Wouldn't it be better if we bring back Reece Nelson?
Yeah, I would agree.
Why?
We'll find out as well, won't we, on Saturday?
No. He's not getting away with that. He's not getting away with that. So, but you know the same guy that was on Arsenal Spaces claiming that Eddie Nketiah, ESR, and Reece Nelson were not good enough for the football club. Yeah. Now you're joining in the same bandwagon because Sterling, we need to bring them back.
Yeah, I'm asking.
Where are you guys? Where is your guys' mentality?
Listen, I'm saying, we are not using Sterling. At least, Reece Nelson normally comes up for Arsenal in some games.
When did he come on?
Reece Nelson?
Yeah.
The one of the famous goal in the Emirates era.
The Bournemouth game. So the Bournemouth game, you're up for that.
The Bournemouth game.
That's the one on top of my head I can remember right now.
Yeah,
that's on top of my head I can remember right now.
How about Daniel? How about to come back at you? How about you take a bit of information inside your head? When you play for Arsenal Football Club, you're under spotlight. You have pressure. You have extreme, like everything is on top of you, and you can't breathe at times. You can't do what you normally do. And then you go over to some small club, you find your happy place, your peace, less pressure, and then you perform at that level. And then we open up spaces, podcasts, and Arsenal fans are now saying, Arteta's wrong again, bring Reece Nelson back.
I'm not saying that.
Where are we at here? When are we going to use mentality?
Mark, you're getting it all wrong. I'm not saying
I'm
Mikel
not
Arteta
wrong.
got it wrong.
I'm just telling it right like
No,
it is, bro.
No, I'm not. Mikel Arteta never got it wrong in selling Reece Nelson out on loan. What I'm saying, we brought in Sterling from Chelsea. Sterling is a Premier League winner. He has won the Premier League, I think, 4 times. One of the best players in English football. If you want to say, played for Liverpool, played for Manchester City, now playing for Arsenal, played for Chelsea also. So he has the experience more than the likes of Reece Nelson. And
Right.
if you have to look, you brought in this guy to become a replacement or like a substitute for Bukayo Saka, but Bukayo Saka ends up playing over 90 minutes all the time.
Right.
Reece Nelson sometimes comes in for Bukayo Saka. I can't be paying 100,000 for a player to just sit on the bench.
Right, okay. How about that we'll look at it from a different angle? Maybe Arsenal brought Sterling in and he's only on loan, so we could send him back at any time.
Mm-hmm.
How about we brought him in to help with the mentality to get us over the line? So maybe even though that he's not in the pitch, it's a bit like Jorginho is run down the touchline and he's Arteta's guideline, do this, do that, and he's moving the players. How about the Sterling in training is lifting the mentality of our players, our kids?
Mark,
I don't see that.
I'm coming. I understand what you're trying to say,
But you wouldn't see it because it's not.
No,
we don't see training sessions, etc.
We are not privileged to see what goes on in the back room staff of Mikel Arteta and what goes on in the training center. What we are privileged to see is what goes on the pitch for 90 minutes or 95 minutes, whatever the time takes. And those the players that comes into the field are there to do a job for the Arsenal Football Club to win a game. And where a player is being paid £100,000 a week to sit on the bench, do nothing, not coming, like even if you're coming on like 70 minutes to freeze Bukayo Saka some minutes on his leg, it's understandable. But right now, the guy sits on the bench, not playing, and you're saying it was brought in. Probably you're not actually saying that. You're just hypothetically saying that probably just for the mentality of the players to learn from. Okay. I don't think a football club like
he could be set back in January.
So let's take different angles. Let's take it at different angles, right? We've got Kieran Tierney, my fellow Scotsman. We had ESR, we had Smith Rowe, we had Eddie and Ketty all sitting on the bench, equating but 4 times that 100k, doing nothing at the club. And then we've got Sterling on. Now, to show that I'm not protecting Sterling, go back to this podcast on Transfer Deadline Day and watch my reaction. I can't even watch it back because I was flaming that we signed him. However, Daniel, I've got worse things happening in my life. Like I have Jesus sitting on my bench at 275k, and I'm thinking, how the fuck do I get rid of him? How do Arsenal Football Club get rid of this player? How do you get rid of him?
Funny enough, Mark, I was actually happy when we signed him. I was happy. Why? Why was I happy? Because he's an experienced player, English Premier League proven, English Premier League winner. And I was thinking this guy was actually going to come in and do a job for the Arsenal. But at the moment, I'm asking a question. What is it doing for Arsenal? Because at the moment you're taking £100,000, I can take £100,000. I can take £100,000 and be on the bench for Arsenal if Arsenal want that. I can give them a mentality on how to cope against referees.
But Daniel, that's fair enough that you've got that point. And I want to hear Max come in, and obviously Siemens hosting. It's okay that you've got that point, and I can see why you're addressing it. However, you've not in any inside information in Arsenal Football Club, so you do not know what he's doing and what he's not doing. You have no idea.
You have no idea, so Mark, you're not in the dressing room, so you
exactly. I am not the person sitting here saying why you be paying him £100,000 a week. It's not my problem.
But you are the person. No, you are the person backing Sterling and say probably he was brought in.
I am not.
As you just said,
watch his back. No. Watch his back. Have I said one thing?
You said hypothetically probably he was brought.
Time out, Mark. Off you go. You're causing controversy. Let Daniel. He was supposed to have his say. Okay, Max, you can have your say now. 5 minutes about the game from yesterday, and then we're gonna call it a wrap.
So I just want to quickly touch upon the Sterling thing, just real quickly.
Don't get started.
For me, like I was obviously the opinion that when it got announced that Sterling was signing, I didn't get the signing originally, and I still don't get the signing to this day. For me, like, and for me, the only rational explanation that I can think of to the reason why we signed Sterling was for the pure merit that, in case that Saka got injured, we had a player to fill in. That was the only thing I could think of that actually made sense, because for me, like as Daniel quite adequately put it, like he's on the bench at the moment, not really participating in the team and contributing as much as some of us hoped and thought of, right? And for me, like I just think he's just a fill-in for Saka until we get until obviously the summer, where we get adequate replacement to back up for him, or if Mikel obviously sees that he's obviously not contributing until January, and we can obviously send him back if possible, and basically it's just a fill-in for cover in case, so Saka's not playing 80 and 90 games and potentially getting injured and run to the ground. That's all I see Sterling as a basically a substitute player for rotation. That's basically all I see him. But like as Daniel quite put it, he's not really being used. So again, that obviously ignores my theory about what he's potentially been used for. Just to quickly touch upon obviously the game. As I said before, we just need to obviously take the 3 points and move on, because obviously we need to obviously focus on Fulham now, which obviously Fulham's obviously going to be a different test. Obviously they're going to be obviously we're going to have essentially the Arsenal B team. That's why I'm calling Fulham now the Arsenal B team, because obviously they got
last year. We can't take it that easy.
Yeah, no, of course. But I'm just saying I called them the Arsenal B team because obviously they got Leno and Iwobi and Reece Nelson, who can't play obviously, but they also got Emile Smith-Rowe as well. Yeah. So essentially, a lot of the former Arsenal players obviously at Fulham. So that's why I called them the Arsenal B team. But obviously, with that said, we can't take Fulham for granted, because as you quite adequately put it, they beat us last year, and we need to give them the respect that they actually deserve and play them. At the same intensity as we played them, obviously played West Ham and obviously played Nottingham Forest, and be compact, don't give away sloppy fouls, and obviously play to the best ability that we have been for the last 3 games. Not so much this game, but obviously to the last 3 games up until this point. So and just keep taking 3 points and see where we are at the end of the season. That's where I kind of stand on it.
Good, thank you. I mean, for me, I think that we should have had more goals. I'm not happy Chelsea above us because of freaking goal difference. So 2-0 wasn't good enough for me. I would have wanted a couple of more goals. Yes, we could have had them, but we just didn't. Daniel's itching to say, go on.
No, with all due respect, though, like we could have had more in the first. Like if Partey had scored that header in the first half, it would have been 3-0. And Martinelli missed an open chance from right in front of goal, so that it could have been 4-0 if we counted those chances as well. So it's if those had gone in, we wouldn't be talking about the two. No one would be talking about the two corners. So
true. Go on, Daniel.
Yeah. It's like, Sema, you want Max to glow in another score prediction. That's why you're asking for more goals.
No. I just don't like the fact that Chelsea are above us bloody goals. Because when we were there, I was like, can you just get one more? At that point, I didn't know it was 5-1 or something. I only knew it being at 3-0. So I was like, shit, they're going to go above us over goals. So, but then it wouldn't have made any difference. We needed to get 5.
Do we start taking Chelsea seriously for the league title, or?
I'm not taking it seriously. I just don't like the fact that they're above us.
No, I'm just asking. Do we start taking them seriously? Are they in the title
They're
race?
playing it down, but I
No.
think they're going for it. I think it's just all
Nah,
psychological. And the whole Sterling thing, I kind of believe that he brought Sterling in purely because he's the maturer, older one. You know, he can bring sort of, and also that's why he had Jesus and Zinchenko there, because they'd already been winners with City. So they're bringing that greed, that thrive, that, you know, that passion, that, you know, for the younger ones to want the win and win the league and win the Champions League. But, you know, who knows what the things behind Sterling. I don't think it was a good choice. I think he should go back in January. We're not getting anything out of him.
See with Jesus, right? Like for me, like Jesus, right? He's probably one of the most technically gifted footballers we have, right? But at the same time, he's probably one of the most frustrating players to watch on the field. So, and like if you think about the early part of Jesus's career when he first signed for us, right? He was doing all these amazing things and scoring great goals, right? And now he's still doing the great things, but he's not scoring goals. So he's, you know, like, and I think Daniel Tarsi sort of slightly touched upon it, right? Like, I think he's trying too hard. I think he's personally trying too hard, and he's trying to do a lot of things. And he's, because he's hasn't scored for a while and he's trying too hard, he's making the simple things harder for himself, and he's like not scoring goals, you know. And if he can just go back to, you know, basic football where he does the simple things simple, and the goals will come. And for me, there'll be a point in the season where we'll need Jesus, so we need him to, you know, get him firing and scoring, and try and make the most of it, at least until the end of the season, when we can readdress it. Like for me, like in the summer, right? I was obviously looking at players like Gyökeres and all the rest of it, right? And I was screaming out his name religiously. I was pinning tweets. I was like, honestly, this guy, like, he's come from a second division championship side and he's gone to Sporting, and he's been on fire ever since. And everybody was in the other half of the Arsenal fan base was obviously screaming for Isak. And, you know, and obviously Isak scored today, right? And 2 goals, right? One of which was a worldie, and the second one was just beautifully worked goal. And for me, if someone had to put a gun to my head, hopefully not, but if someone had to put a gun to my head and say, which one would you much rather, Isak or Gyökeres? But for me, it would be Gyökeres every single time, because
he played that well against us.
Yeah, but then again, who does play well against us? Our 2 world-class centre backs, who's probably the best pair in Europe right now.
Somebody wants to impress.
With all due respect, it's hard to get past Saliba and Gabriel. Once those 2 are together, right? They know each other infinitely well, and they know when to drop. And
don't forget, we lost to Newcastle. We lost to Bournemouth.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, Gyökeres scored 3 goals past Man City. And Man City is supposedly like the best team in the world.
Managers changed, and now when we went to play them, they have a new manager, and obviously he's not doing that great.
Yeah, but at the same time, they were still playing the same way, though, weren't they? They were still playing the setup the same way as the football under the Emirates system. So technically speaking, you know, it's difficult. So for me, like I see Gyökeres as the player, and the reason why I like him so much is because he does everything that Mikel would ask him to do, which would be to drop deep, create space. He's strong, he's tall, he's quick, right? And, you know, I was obviously before the Sporting game, I was actually speaking to a Sporting fan actually about Gyökeres in general, right? And, you know, like, and, you know, he does everything that, say, like Aubameyang would do when we used to have Aubameyang, right? But the only difference between Aubameyang and Gyökeres is that he's stronger on the ball. He can hold up the ball, and he's a more of a number 9, whereas Aubameyang was more of a winger, if anything, right? Because, and, you know, like, if we had him in the team as a vocal point, Saka would be getting way more assists than he is currently right now. And I'm not trying to poo-poo Havertz at all, because Havertz has been phenomenal since coming in, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes you need a plan B, and Gorkworth can be that plan B when when games are tight and we need a change of a system, you know. Whereas Isak, I think Isak's more of a player that can play across the front three. So it depends on what you want. If you want a player that plays across the front three, then yeah, Isak's a guy. But if you want someone who can accomplish the best of both worlds, like a Gorkworth, like who can do everything that Jesus is doing, and have the goal output, and also do what Havertz is doing, then that's who you want. Yeah. And for me, that Gorkworth would be the guy I'd go for. Obviously not in January, because it would be very difficult in obviously January, but in the summer, definitely.
Well, let's wait and see what the summer brings to us. Mark, would you like your 5 minutes or say?
Am I getting 5 minutes even?
Yeah.
Jesus, wow.
Today's game. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Do you know what? I don't need 5 minutes. I actually joined an Arsenal Space last night. And this is where I met Max from. So it's good to put a face to the name Max. So big up. But what I would say is, when I went on a space last night, I was tired, and the guys thought, like, I'm living in a shared accommodation at the moment, and we're all working really hard, so I couldn't speak too loudly because the guys are working. But when I joined the space, I just said the simple thing: y'all had a meltdown a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, started in November regarding Arsenal Football Club, because Liverpool have already won the league.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Arsenal are back 7 points from a Liverpool side that has got a new manager, inexperienced players. Their experienced players that they do have are a year older. Andy Robertson, Van Dijk's, etc. The legs are in, like, going in them. They dropped off a cliff last season, and I feel like it's been a lonely battle, and I'm tired. Honestly, I'm actually tired of it. I'm getting to a point where I don't have the fight anymore, but it's just a bit of gloating. I enjoy coming on these podcasts, having a laugh with Daniel, etc., and yourself, Seema, to express about Arsenal Football Club. Keep the fucking faith, guys. That's all. The only message I could keep saying. This online disconnected, and it isn't speech marks, disconnected fan base need to get a reality check. Absolute reality check. No one wins the league on the 1st of December. No one. Arsenal Football Club do not. We strengthened while other clubs didn't. So I don't want to speak about the game, Seema. We should have won 4-0. The referee, Daniel, you're right. He was anonymous. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The referee was anonymous. Daniel's correct. I like that. I wasn't a bet with him. He just refereed the game. And Arsenal could have won by more. But, yeah, Ethan, he'll get his opportunity. For me, he will get his opportunity. He's been protected, and I'm happy for that. So,
yeah.
All in all, Arsenal fans, don't be disconnected. Keep tuned in. Speak to normal Arsenal fans, and we'll keep you connected to our football club. If you want to be disconnected, just join Spaces. Join Spaces.
Mark, what I will say about Liverpool quickly, right, is that Liverpool haven't gone through adversity yet. You know, obviously at the start of the season, we were getting cynical red cards, and obviously we had injuries as well, obviously to Martin Odegaard, who was out for quite a while, right? And obviously Konate's out at the moment for Liverpool. And what I will say is that obviously what highlighted to me in obviously the Newcastle game is that obviously Salah is obviously on a madness right now. And obviously, if Salah or Van Dijk were to get injured, I don't think they would have the squad depth to continue the run that they're currently on, right? For me personally. And I think we need to see what happens once Liverpool gets injuries, because obviously...
Max, I agree with this, and I've said this point constantly all the way through. If you look back in history, this is the hardest start to a Premier League season ever for any club the Arsenal's went through. Add to that 3 red cards, yes, through our mentality, kicking stupid balls away, etc. We deserved the red cards. I'm not with Daniel on the referees on that. Then you add in, we play Liverpool, we've lost Saliba, Odegaard's injured, Saka's out, Gabriel's off the pitch after 60 minutes. Tell me what football club would be able to cope with that. Liverpool were lucky to get a draw. Then you go to the Man City away game, where we're winning, Trossard kicks the ball away, stupid non-mentality from Trossard. What other club would be able to do what Arsenal did? It took them to the final kick of the ball, 10 men for over 60 minutes to get a point. Now this period's over and done with, where the fuck are you going to be?
The other thing too, Mark, I think this is the other thing too about Liverpool, right? I think Arne Slot's come into obviously Liverpool and obviously from a very heavily Klopp side, right? And he's sort of tweaked the system a bit where to the point where a lot of the teams in the Premier League at the moment are still, for me personally, are trying to still trying to work them out. And do you remember the season when obviously when we first competed for the league, right? And a lot of the teams are trying to suss this out and try and work this out. I think that's very similar to what Arne Slot's doing right now. And a lot of the teams are trying to work out what this Liverpool team can do. So, and when to press, when not to press, and all that kind of stuff. Whereas teams like Man City, right? They took winning 4 league titles before teams started working them out. And obviously you're seeing the results of it at the moment where, Man City, up until obviously they won today, obviously yesterday, we're taking points off them because they worked them out and worked out the Pep system. And obviously, with all due respect, Rodri's obviously missing, and he's obviously a key component of that. But I'm just saying, without Rodri, they're not the same team, and that's what I'm saying about Liverpool. If I'm waiting for when Salah's not there, when Van Dijk's not there, and see if they can still play the same system and play in the same way. So that will indicate to me how great Arne Slot and how good the Liverpool team's actual mentality actually is. Because if I remember right, Liverpool, right, in the season they were 8 points ahead at one point, and then they end up losing the league to obviously Manchester City, right? And people want to go off at us about bottling the league when Liverpool were 8 points ahead. And it's a little bit hypocritical of Liverpool fans to turn around and say, "Oh, you bottled the league." When I mention those things, they get quiet because they don't have an answer to that. And for me, I want to see it in a couple of weeks of January or when they start getting injuries and see if they can still maintain the record. If they can and they still win the league from it, then fair play to Liverpool, man. I have the greatest respect for Liverpool as a club, right? For me, if someone had said to me, obviously I would want to win the league, but if it's no longer possible, it was between Liverpool and Man City, I would want Liverpool to win the league because I hate Man City as a club. I just hate Man City as a club. They're just oil merchants, and we'll see how the 115 charges happen at the end of the day.
Yeah. Cool. Score predictions for Sunday. Daniel?
4-1 Arsenal.
You've taken his thunder from him.
Mark? That's what I predicted.
Silent.
That's what I predicted on last show.
What about you, Max?
Tottenham are actually losing at the moment.
I'm going to go 5-0 Arsenal.
Okay. Because they are 1-1 at the moment against Brighton. Fulham.
Yeah. Mark, are you there?
He's probably got his headphones on. For me, I think it's going to be a 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, I'm playing it a little bit, but I think we've definitely got this. 3-1. Where is he? Because I want to wrap the show up.
Yeah.
So okay, well we'll just wrap it up.
For me personally, I my heart.
Sorry guys, I'm just still working.
For me personally, I think I'd say for me my heart says but
yeah. Mark, we're going to wrap the show
up. Yeah, that's what I was saying for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I was gonna say, as for me, like personally, I my heart says like 5-0, but like
Yeah. Oh.
Max, I like that. I think 5-0 as well, bro.
Oh.
You actually predicted one. You actually predicted 2-1 the last show. What changed your mind, Mike?
Why did you change my mind? Because I know that, Daniel, you're a pessimist, and I just want to give you a bit of spirit and a bit of hope. So yeah, I'm just slightly changing it. Sorry that my camera's off and I couldn't come off mute. I'm still working, guys. I do apologise.
That's okay. Well, we're wrapping up now, so thank you so much, Daniel.
Thank you, Samuel.
And see you again soon. Hopefully, maybe Sunday we'll have a look.
hopefully soon.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark, for jumping on.
Oh, you're more than welcome, see, mate. Anything for you, anytime, regardless of how nasty you treat me. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah,
Bez would say the same. So it's okay. You can compete with each other.
yeah. Me and Bez will start our own group chat.
You're lucky, right? Des the Enforcer's not on today.
I think we are, actually. No, he loves you. He absolutely loves you. So David be against me and Bez, I think.
Good. Well, thank you very much, everybody, and
Thank
everyone
you
who's
for
in the chat
hosting.
and who's also watching. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, come on, you Gunners. We've got this. Yes. Come on, you Gunners. Thank you.